What's up YouTube, V8's back with another video review. Up for review today we have the latest release from Gaming Heads, which is a statue company that's relatively new in the statue collecting community, and they exclusively release gaming statues. This is their latest release from the God of War series, the Lunging Kratos. It's a premium format, and this is the exclusive version. Let's start by looking at the box. And the background, you can see that we're having a 360 review of the box. The box is quite colorful with glossy print. The statue is presented in the front and the sides and the back. The back also has a small write-up about the history of the character and the premise on which this statue is based on. One thing I liked about this particular box is it also includes the statue number prominently displayed at the back. As you can see, I've got number 28, so a relatively low number. The statue is of a limited edition size of 500. The statue is also an official release from PlayStation, which is a nice welcome. This is also the exclusive version. There is nothing on the box that indicates though that this is the exclusive version. Just the fact that Gaming Heads made it and Santa Monica Studios. Once you open up the box, you will see that it's based on the dense foam, which is a welcome addition to any statue. And the box contains about 6 items: the main statue, the gauntlet with the trademark God of War swords, a couple of arrows that you will insert into the base, and the main base. Once I opened up the box, to be honest, I was a little disappointed with the color, and as we'll go through the review, I'll speak more about that. But let's begin with looking at the assembly of the statue, and then we'll touch more upon the other issues I mentioned. So on with the assembly. The assembly is pretty straightforward. First, you insert the main body into the base, and then you take out the tabs. Because this is the exclusive version with the light up swords, you take out the plastic tabs from the batteries. Then you attach the left forearm and then the right forearm. Now these are pegged and need to be quote unquote forced into place, but if you're careful and you're patient, it's pretty straightforward. Next, you attach the arrows. You get 5 arrows. First we start with the 2 on the top. You attach it in these specific locations on the base, and then you move on to the next 3 arrows and attach them to the locations as shown in the pictures. It's pretty straightforward, not complicated, and if you follow the pictures, it should be pretty easy. I would have preferred if Gaming Heads included a guide as to how to attach the arrows, but it's not too complicated. And once you're done, this is how the statue is gonna look like. So on with the review. This statue comes in 2 variations, an exclusive and a regular. The regular retails for about $330, is limited to an edition of $12.50, and it's currently still available on the website. The difference between the exclusive and the regular is that the regular does not come with the light up features and has the higher ES. The exclusive retails for a bit more at $350 and has a lower ES of 500 and comes up with the light up feature, as I mentioned. Both statues stand at about 19 inches tall, and both were designed by the artist Khurram Alvi, who I believe lives in Dubai. This is the first statue that Gaming Heads have done for Kratos. The previous release was a life-size bust. The next follow-up statue that they have promised is Kratos on Throne, which is an highly anticipated piece for me, at least, to join my on throne group of statues. The statue itself is fully sculpted with no mixed media on it. The paint apps are done well in terms of quality. However, this is where I have an issue with the statue. I'm used to having seen Kratos in a slight gray shade versus this pale shade that we've got with the statue. Now I'm not sure whether this was deliberate or it is a problem that happened while releasing the statue. because when I look at the pictures on the website, most of them are done in a dark environment, and most of them depict that you will probably get Kratos in a gray shade, which is not what we got now. I know statue companies do this sometimes, where they show you a prototype and then the end product does not match the original prototype, and you know who I'm talking about, Sideshow, if you're listening, right? But I do not see an excuse for this, because everyone knows Kratos as having a gray color hue, but this is more like a pasty white color that has no excuse in my opinion. I mean, even if they were trying to go for a more human pose, this does not make sense. So that's where the statue loses a lot of points. Other than that, the sculpt is really good. I love the position in which they've depicted the statue. It's a really dynamic pose. I'm not sure about long-term stability in terms of leaning, but it looks like they've done some extensive research in terms of positioning and balancing the statue, because it looks really amazing. It looks very sturdy. They've not gone with magnets. They've gone with pegs all over. The base is quite solid and heavy. The overall statue has a good weight to it. So I think we shouldn't have issues in terms of leaning, unless that weight on the left leg eventually becomes too much, where some stress will form. But as I see it right now, I don't see an issue. The base has a good amount of detail to it. It shows arrows being shot at Kratos and all missing him, but it's a good base. It not very complicated, not very simple, gets the job done. I would have loved to see other iterations, but maybe they're saving that for future statues. One missed opportunity though that I feel gaming heads lose out on was giving us alternate variants in terms of the weapons. This being the exclusive. Kratos is known for having multiple weapons if you've ever played the game, and I think gaming heads could have used that to their advantage and included more variants. I doubt that any of the people who bought this statue, who are no doubt fans of the character, wouldn't have minded to pay a bit extra to get more variants in terms of possibility. And you really play the exclusive angle here, not just with the light up feature. Speaking of the light up feature, this is a really cool feature that I liked that gaming heads have done. Now once you turn them on, and each light up feature in each arm has those three, I don't know what they call them, those Game & Watch type batteries, the smaller ones, and it lights up each weapon. Now as you light up the weapon, the light glow from the weapon goes from a solid to a pulsing to a different color. The camera for some reason is not truly catching the total orange or reddish color here for some reason, but I assure you in person it's a full color, because on the camera it shows as two shades, but in reality it's actually two colors, and it's a pretty cool effect. Very welcome from the static non-light up feature. Now before we end this review, I want to talk a bit about gaming heads. The cool thing about gaming heads is they focus on gaming statues and gaming related characters, which is a welcome from the other statue companies that keep on mixing and matching. The gaming heads also include with each statue an authenticity card that you can use to register your statue on their website. And as you do this, they try to ensure that you get the same edition numbers for future orders, and you build up yourself in terms of their VIP ranking system. If you get 5 statues, you get 5% off. If you get 10, I think you get 10% off, and I think 15, you get 15% off, which is a nice addition. if you are going to be ordering a lot from this company. So how would I rate this statue? Honestly, it's a great sculpt, great pose, of character that a lot of people are fans of, but gaming heads did drop the ball in terms of paint, and that's why they lose a lot of points. I would give it a B minus. So if you're a fan, get it definitely, but be aware of the color variants that you will get. To wrap up, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you'd like, share, comment and subscribe. I really welcome feedback, and I'm always looking for ways to improve my videos. Until I see you next time, this is V8 tuning out.